Hello, welcome to Craft Little Things. Today I'm going to be doing a project which uses all of the retiring ink colours from 2016-18 series. Every Stampin' Up has core colour ranges, and then it has two sets of in colours which retire and refresh every 2 years. So this set has come to the end of its 2-year cycle. We have this green, which is called Emerald Envy, this peach colour, which is called Peekaboo Peach, Sweet Sugar Plum, which I absolutely love, Dapper Denim, and Flirty Flamingo. So we'll see what they're going to replace those with. Demonstrators will see that tomorrow. There are some whispers coming through already from on stage about what colours might be showing up, some surprises by the sound of it. So I'm going to use every single one of those colours. I'm going to use all the cardstock, and I'm going to use all of the inks for those 5 colours as well. And I'm going to make the little inspirational. For this is a piece of very vanilla cardstock, which I've already cut and scored, and this measures 11 inches and 1/16 of an inch by 6 inches, and it's scored at 4 inches, 4 1/16 of an inch, 8 1/16 of an inch, 9 1/16 of an inch, and 10 1/16 of an inch. And then all we need to do with that now is burnish those score lines. This is just the base of the project. And the reason we just add that little 1/16 of an inch is just to give a little fold at the top there. Just so it's not, I mean, you can fold it just sharp if you want, but that just gives it a little bit of wiggle room if you like. But it can be very difficult to score lines that are so close together. So give it your best shot. They will go into place. So those two are scored in. Then the next one is scored in, and then we've got our mountain and valley fold going on, so that those sections are in like a W. Okay. And that's just to give us the stability for the base. Because then what will happen is we'll glue this section to there. That'll allow it to fold up to make it easier for us to affix the rings, and it'll also mean that when it's open it's not going to splay when it's glued together. Okay, so that's nice, because then that makes it so it fits into a little envelope if you want it to gift it. Right, so then what I did was I took every colour of the in colour range, and I cut a piece of card which is 3.5 by 2.5 from each colour. So there we have all of those. Whoops. So you need 3.5 by 2.5 of each colour, and then I took a piece of Very Vanilla and I made that 2 by 3. Okay, and then you can see what I've kind of done. I've used the same colour inks to stamp for each one. So for Peekaboo Peach I used for Sweet Sugar Plum I used the Sweet Sugar Plum ink, tone on tone, and I used this stamp from Butterfly Basics, and I just used it to add a little touch. You can't see a lot of the background once the card's on top, but I just added it, used it to add a little bit of something. Okay, and then I did the same with each of those, and I also used this lacy butterfly, and I just sort of randomly stamped on each card after I'd stamped the sentiments. And my sentiments, I got this one, there's nothing in the caterpillar that tells you it's going to be a butterfly. That one came from Butterfly Basics. Another one or two came from Just Add Text, which is one of my favourite sets, so I got those two from there. And then another 2 came from here, from Beautiful You. Live with passion, laugh out loud and love deeply, and life may not be the party we had hoped for, but while we're here we may as well dance. And the whole point of this is to have like something on your desk that's got little inspirational quotes that you can just flip over. So then what I did, I made another one of these, and I chose whichever colour you want, and I chose to do another one 3.5 by 2.5 in the Sweet Sugar Plum, and I stamped around the edge, and then I just added a photograph. Now you can put window sheet in if you want. I just cut out an oval and I just popped some strips of double-sided spongy adhesive on the back just to lift it up a bit, and that's just going to fit onto there on my finished article. And I just popped a little photograph of my mum. So what we want to do now is just stick these. The other thing I did was I used that same butterfly stamp, and I just took 2 of the colours which I'm going to stick onto the picture. So I took Peekaboo Peach and Flirty Flamingo, and then I just used the dies to cut those butterflies out. So that's just to add some embellishment. And then the only other thing you need is a couple of these rings, which are really cheap on the internet, and they just clip together. They pass through and they just clip together, sort of slide them next to each other and they'll lock in. Okay, don't get the keyring ones by accident, the ones that you have to push around, because they'll rip your paper up. So what I want to do first of all is I just want to fit these onto the base cards. Now you can do this using whatever glue you like. You can do it using dimensionals if you want. It's up to you. You can use a glue tape or whatever. So just pop those aside to let them dry. And while they're doing that, I'm just going to stick the just peel the backing off, all of that. And I'm just going to find the right place to stick the photo. Now you could make this a photo frame. I've just done it with the spongy tape because I just wanted to give it a bit of relief, make it stand up a little bit. Now you could make it one that you could change, and like I said, you could put window sheet on. You could just cover the top of that with some PVA glue just to protect the photograph if you wanted to. And now I'm just going to pop these on. I'm just going to let it stick, and then you can turn your sides. I've got a little bit of thing protruding there, but it doesn't matter. Right, so now for these cards, I'm going to decide what I'm going to have. I think I'm going to have that one on the top. I don't know. I might start with green on the top. The Emerald Envy. Oh, I don't know. No, I'm going to go with the Peekaboo Peach on the top. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got our holes punched in the right place. So I'm just going to pop those on there. And then think about the D-ring coming through, the ring coming through. And I'm just going to punch my holes. I'm going to punch it 3/4 of an inch in, just on the top of this layer. Okay. And what I'm going to use for that is my crocodile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for the big hole, which is the 3/16, and then I'm going to do them all together. Hopefully it'll go through them all, so they're all identical. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set that in 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put that on the 3/4 of an inch mark. Ooh, In fact, I'm going to take it back to the 1/2 inch mark, I think. Yeah, take it to the 1/2 inch mark, and then I'm just going to set it between right at the top of the card. Okay, now with the other one, the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same. Set it right at the top of the card. Okay, and now, and if you haven't got a crocodile, just do it one by one at a time with a hole punch. I'm going to line that up with the top of the photo frame here, and then I'm just going to make a pencil mark through to show me where I need to be. So just forgive me while I just move this, just get them all in line again. I'm just going to make a pencil mark. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it together, and I'm just going to punch that through. Okay, and now I can pop my glue or tape or whatever I want to use on this last piece of the back. Put plenty on. Press it down nice and tight. Use your bone folder. And then what we'll do is just pop those through. And then just hang our cards. On. That's that shut. And I'll just snap shut. And now what will happen is we can turn those over. So when I'm fed up with that quote, I can turn it over and have a new one. Okay, that's how easy that is. It looks quite pretty as well. And now that's set, we can spread it out a little bit more so it's nice and stable. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick a couple of little bits of embellishment on. And there we have it. Just clear up some of my mess. If you did want to put rivets, not rivets, if you wanted to put eyelets on your cards, then I'd suggest you just put a small one on each one just to protect them. But I don't think they're going to be moved that much. You can just turn up here. So there we go. That's pretty, isn't it? And it's a lovely little gift for a friend. You know, when you turn it over, life is better with friends. It's pretty. So there we go. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing another project that uses the retiring in colours. Not all of them. Oh yeah, they are all going to be used in the project tomorrow actually. So yeah, join me for that.